Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Recha Kodash. Double honor to the elder apostles of the Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect. Adawan Ratazah, which means Lord willing. So Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. Welcome to another lesson regarding the digital all. Okay, this is an update. Okay, so this prophecy is at hand. Okay, it's fastly approaching. It's here, really, just not on a mandatory level as of yet. Okay, we're just currently awaiting that Black Swan event. All right, and I'll get the meaning of that, all right, on ChatGPT in a momentarily. So I've got a couple of articles I'd like to share with you, and I will link those articles in the description area underneath, Lord willing. All right, so this is official, all right, whitehouse.gov. Winning the 6G race, yeah. December 19th, 2025. 2025 being the hopeful year of our deliverance and the destruction and judgment of E. Okay. The memorandum for the Secretary of State. Right? The Director of National Intelligence, the Chairman of the Federal Communications Commission. Right? Winning the 6G race, yeah. Okay. So these devils are moving quick, man. Right? Use that to work with the MOTB system, 6G. Not only that, man, 6G is going to be detrimental to your health too. By the authority vested in me as President by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, I hereby direct Section 1 purpose. I won't read the whole thing, all right? The next generation of mobile communications networks, 6G, will be foundational to the national security, foreign policy, and economic prosperity of the United States. This technology will play a pivotal role in the development and adoption of emerging technologies like artificial intelligence. I saw an AI video with Tupac and Kobe Bryant. You see? So that's Satan's devices right there. Of course, both of them have passed away. Alright? Deceased. Okay? But they're going to use AI to, come with that prosecution, lay the blame on us and all that. They like to point the finger at the Hebrew Israelites, like we're the problem, as if we messed up this whole earth. You know what I mean? They like to do that. Lack of accountability. Seriously. Do we pour chemtrails in the air and poison the food supply? Alright? And splice DNA? And mess around with the animals? Lock them up in zoos and all sorts? And do all this testing and stuff? Alright? And have cloud seeding technology? Would like to do that and point at us. Hey, when you point, them three things are pointing back. Right, so watch yourself. That like to blame us for everything. Examine yourself and check yourself. Okay. Anyway. This technology will play a pivotal role in the development and adoption of emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, robotics, and implantable technologies. Yep, you know what that is? The RFID micro CHIP, which is the MOTB. Mark of the BEAST. Right, BEAST. That's what that's referring to. Alright. Blame us for everything, man. Look what E does throughout the world. 6G will also provide faster, more resilient, and more secure communication networks that can be utilized for national security and public safety purposes. And obviously, speeds and things like that, internet speeds, of course, will be good for that. Okay, but we know the end goal of the upper elites, the Dukes of E, right? The little hats, right? The you wish people, right? They want the New World Order agenda. It is the policy of the United States to lead the world in 6G development. Certain steps are necessary to achieve the goal of this policy, including steadfastly advancing American interest in the international standards bodies that will play a crucial role in 6G development, and identifying a significant volume of radio frequency spectrum that can be harmonized for 6G networks internationally. Okay, I'll scroll down a bit. Alright. So yeah, Donald Trump. Nero Trump. The last Trump. Lord willing. Section 3, spectrum designation. Pursuant to section such and such of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. Of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, public law. The Assistant Secretary shall immediately begin the process of identifying the band of spectrum frequencies at such and such gigahertz for reallocation for full power commercial license use cases. Diplomatic engagement, Section 5. The Secretary of State shall, in coordination with the Assistant to the President for Economic Policy, the Assistant to the President for Science and Technology, the Assistant Secretary for the Chairman of the Federal Communications Commission, and any other official the Secretary of State deems appropriate, advance the objectives identified in Section 1 of this memorandum through diplomatic engagements. Alright, wow, it's a lot, it's a mouthful. So yeah, they're pushing full steam ahead with this. Alright, and we don't beg anyone to watch our videos, listen to our videos. Alright, okay, remember this is for the elect. You're welcome to tune in, you and your family, whoever's watching, your woman, you know. Alright, okay, but we don't beg anyone to watch it. Alright, okay, and that's why, you know, repetition is the art of skill. It's important. We, you know, again, sounding the alarm in the Lord's holy mountain, man. Okay, constantly, you know, bring you new information, keep you up to date, and also going back to basics. It's imperative. Alright, so yeah, so again, man, we're waiting for that Black Swan event. Alright, that they need to, you know, usher in this, you know, the mandatory implementation of the RFID micro CIP, because all roads lead to that. Okay. Get my punctuation in. Cheeky punctuation. Got to have fun with this, innit? So a Black Swan event, according to ChatGPT, sometimes chat can chat, you know, rubbish. Right? I think Amalek owns it now, innit? So they control the information. Or they've been owning it, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah. A Black Swan event is a term used to describe an event that is extremely rare and unpredictable. It lies outside normal expectations, has a massive impact, economic, social, political, or technological. Rationalized after the fact, once it happens, people create explanations that make it seem less random and more predictable than it really was. The concept was popularized by Nassim Nicholas Taleb in his book, The Black Swan, 2007. I'm sure it's a film as well. There's a film called... It might be... I know it's got Swan in it. I may be wrong. Maybe another film or something, or might not be. All right. Yeah, really is a fan of this. So we've got classic examples: the September 11th, 2001 T error IST attacks, the 2008 global financial crisis. Going digital. Another financial crisis is coming. Don't you worry. You got the such and such. The CO, spell that out, 19P frying pan D. The collapse of the Soviet Union, major unexpected technological breakthroughs or failures. Why it matters: Black Swan events reveal the limits of forecasting in models, especially those that assume stable systems, normal bell curve distributions, linear cause and effect. Alright, so yeah. So, hey, things are moving quick. Let's get the book of the prophet Habakkuk. We'll go straight to the point in the Old Testament. Book of the prophet Habakkuk. Actually, we'll get this in another translation. Right, Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3 in the NLT, New Living Translation, and it reads, "This vision is for a future time. It describes the end, and it will be fulfilled. If it seems slow in coming, wait patiently, for it will surely take place. It will not be delayed." Right, through the power, might, and spirit of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, GMS, has been and still are at the forefront of pushing this prophecy and warning you about it, and warning you Israelites, so-called blacks, and indigenous people of North, Central, and South America, right? right? The true biblical Hebrew Israelites, as well as the Israelite foreigner speckled bird, not to take this RFID micro C hip. Warning, do not take it under any circumstances. All right? Remember, the Most High said he will set up watchmen. So, you know, this vision is prophecies, man. All right? And we're certainly in the end times. Okay, and things are rapidly speeding up, man. It's here. There's just articles on it. Okay? The whole infrastructure, cashless, you know, society is what they want. Everything going digital, central bank digital currencies. You got a digital ID as well. Okay. So, you know, smart cities, don't forget that. Prophet Isaiah, let's go there. We'll go to chapter 62 in verse 6, and it reads, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence, and give him no rest, till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. Right? So starting with the head apostles of GMS on down, the prophets are on the lookout for what's going on, especially concerning biblical prophecy. All right? Okay? Jerusalem represents our people. All right? A people before our place. All right? Okay? Again, which are the, you know, the Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. All right? As well as our people scattered the world over, resembling the other nations. All right? Make up the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? Plus, you've got constant videos going up 24/7. Right? Okay, that's an example of, you know, never holding their peace, day nor night. Right? And, you know, we make mention of the Lord by openly proclaiming his righteous and holy name, which in the Hebrew, Yahweh, the ancient Hebrew, which means he is or he exists. Yahweh means exist. And it also means breathe or breath. All right? Because all life came from the Most High power. All right? Yahweh, the name of the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, which means he is the Savior, or he is the deliverer of the nation of Israel. Okay? Yeah, and he's coming to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel on this first go around. Let's go to the book of Exodus, chapter 3. Let's start 13, and it says, And Moses said unto God, Behold, when I come unto the children of Israel, and shall say unto them, The God of your fathers hath sent me unto you, and they shall say to me, What is his name? What shall I say unto them? Right, the name of the Lord is important, man. All right. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is saved. Should be Proverbs 18 and 10. Okay. Verse 14, And God said unto Moses, I am that I am. And he said, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Yasha'Allah, I am hath sent me unto you. And God said moreover unto Moses, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, The Lord Yahweh, power of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, hath sent me unto you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations. Okay? And when the hour of temptation arrives, the names will be our refuge, our tower to run to. Okay? And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times. Okay? And that's what will keep us stable in the months ahead. Okay? Because next year is going to be quick as well, and it's going to be a lot going on. That I know. Okay? Look at what's been going on this year alone, and the previous years. A lot was happening last year, the year before, and even and this year, man. Okay? All right? Let's get Proverbs 30 and 4 as a precept. And it reads, Who hath ascended up into heaven, or descended? Who hath gathered the wind in his... Let me start again, sorry. Book of Proverbs, chapter 30, verse 4. Who hath ascended up into heaven, or descended? Who hath gathered the wind in his fists? Who hath bound the waters in a garment? Who hath established all the ends of the earth? What is his name? And what is his son's name, if thou canst tell? Okay. So hey, again, the name is important, man. No, it's not a higher. It's not Ja. It's not Ya. Ya just means he. Okay, who's he? You know what I mean? It's not Jehovah. It's not a higher. It's not Most High God, Christ bless. None of that rubbish. All right. It's not Buddha. It's not Allah. Allah just means power. Okay. Allah is the moon god of Islam. All right. And it's not Jesus Christos. All right. Or that's what you'd refer to. These. Who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Okay. But we know our Lord was not Greek. All right. It's Yahweh Shai. Hamashiach, the anointed. All right. So it's not JC. All right. Or anything like that. So you ain't going to hear this in the Christian church whatsoever. Let's get another article. Endtimeheadlines.org. Amazon, this is put up on the 27th of December this year. Amazon's Ring. Sure. See it on, man. Always in the midst. So yeah, title says, Amazon's Ring doorbells introduce AI facial recognition, stirring controversy. Amazon is rolling out a significant artificial intelligence upgrade to its Ring video doorbell system that is already generating controversy among privacy advocates and lawmakers. All right, be not ignorant of any matter, small or great. That's what comes to mind. The new feature, known as Familiar Faces, uses AI, artificial intelligence-powered facial recognition technology to identify individuals who frequently appear at a user's front door. Okay. Of course, even when you traveling airport, you got you place your passport in that thing when you're going through a gate, security gate, whatever, border thing. And you look into the camera, and scans your face or whatever, or your iris. All right. So it says this marks a notable shift from Ring's traditional motion-based alerts and raises new questions about surveillance and biometric data use. With Familiar Faces enabled, Ring users can label and recognize up to 50 individual faces. These may include family members, neighbors, friends, or even delivery drivers. Wow. We're not ignorant to Satan's devices, all right? Instead of receiving a generic alert such as open quote, person detected, end quote, users could receive notifications like open quote, mom is at the front door, end quote. According to Amazon, the feature is designed to reduce alert fatigue and provide more meaningful notifications by distinguishing between known and unknown visitors. Wow. Amazon emphasizes that the facial recognition feature is opt-in only and disabled by default. Users must manually activate Familiar Faces within the Ring app and assign names to individuals by reviewing recorded events. Wow. So yeah, again, everything's gearing, going down the digital route. Let's go to the book of the prophet Micah, chapter 7 and verse 7, and it reads, to the subheading, God is the source of salvation and light. And it says, therefore I will look unto the Lord Yahweh, I will wait for the power of my salvation. My power will hear me. That's right. And, constantly praying. All right. To the Lord. Even when you leave the house, you're supposed to pray to Yahweh Hashem Shai, for guidance, protection. All right. And, this is what, the elect will do and are doing. Okay. All right. See, we don't trust in the system. We don't, love our lives here in this hellhole. All right. GMO foods and chemicals and everything. All right. Again, we're looking for that, crown. Let no man take thy crown. All right. Again, we don't trust in the shadow of Egypt. trusting the government, these top people, top figures and things like that. Nah. We're trusting Yahweh Hashem Yahshai. Okay. All right. Precept. Lamentations. Remember, in your patience you possess your souls. All right. The word patience means to suffer. Lamentation chapter 3 verse 26 says, "It is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Lord Yahweh." Bahasham Yahushai. Yeah. Okay. That's why we don't adopt a carnal mindset. All right. Just let the Lord do his work. Let the Lord work. All right. Look at what's going on. All these different natural disasters. All right. Enemies are suffering. Okay. 2/3 of, judgment is going to them. All right. So yeah, we don't need to, let's get hold of weapons and take down this and go there. Nah. All right. Plus that mindset is death. See? Kingdom is not of this world, man. If not, his servants would fight. Lucid paraphrasing. All right. So let Yahweh Hashem Yahshai work. Yeah. So, the vision our forefathers saw in their days concerning future events, which, we're in the end times now, all right? Apostle John, saw, whilst he was in the Isle of Patmos 2,000 years ago, recorded in the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16 on down, concerning the evil elites of E, bringing about their new world order, right? Which they are branding as the Great Reset and the Fourth Industrial Revolution, which is the merging of man with technology. And at the helm of this technology will be the MOTV, which is the RFID micro C-HIP. So we're seeing this playing out, right? Okay. So let me get Habakkuk 2 and 3 again. Let's get it in the King James Version. And it says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." Yeah. So this prophecy is not tarrying anymore, man. Okay. We're seeing things happening. And that boosts our faith as well. Because we're so much more closer to the end of this devil's rulership. All right. Jobs are being cut left, right, and center. Judgment going out on Christmas. All right. I believe something major is going to happen on so-called New Year's Day. Or shortly just before it or just after it. Okay, but many things are happening, man. All right. So the words of the Lord are faithful and true. Okay. I hope this lesson is comforting as well. All right, by the way. It's book of Acts, chapter 20 and verse 26, and it reads, "Wherefore I take you to record this day that I am pure from the blood of all men." You see? So, hey, we bring out everything in the scriptures, man. Okay, and we constantly give you, the warning. All right? Give the warning from me, like it says in Ezekiel. All right? You still got Israelite groups baffling around what the MOTB is and stuff like that. Or saying it's Christianity or sleeping with women. All right? And what have you. Or it's an embargo or whatever. Or it's a spiritual mark. When this devil, right, is a carnal man. Okay? And he wants to put something carnal inside your body. Okay? So it can't be a spiritual mark. And you just go into the word, man. And just break it down. You see? So, we're getting the blood off our hands by, bringing you the 100% truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh, while Yahweh Shai. Okay? The book of Matthew, chapter 23. In verse 24, and it reads, "Ye blind guides, which strain at a gnat and swallow a camel." And this is what Yahushua said, as it's in red. Okay. Here it is, you've got people upset. Alright? That you got Akim. Okay, passionate. Okay. Use, cuss words in videos. Alright? And that's not wrong, by the way. Alright? You cuss words in videos. Alright? But then they'll go watch a horror film with all sorts of gore and cuss words in that, and all sorts of, things happening in it. And they'll watch it with their family. Stuffing abominations down their throat, by the way. The hypocrisy. But then they have a problem with us, using piss or saying fuck or shit in our lessons. I don't understand your logic. Simple. I really don't. Not God logic. Simple logic escapes him. Alright? Well, not us. Again, here it is, we're bringing you the truth and exposing E. Alright? Okay. And you got people that are getting vexed at us like we did them wrong. Doesn't make sense, man. It's a lack of accountability right there. You know who you are. Okay? Really don't get it. Reminds me of this. 2 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 6, words of Apostle Paul. It says, "But though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge, but we have been thoroughly made manifest among you in all things." You got people who are eloquent speakers, brilliant, right? Brilliant orators, okay? Who can draw crowds, all right? Okay, who won't even use, so-called cuss words. They won't, use the F-bomb or anything like that. Drop that, okay? But then they can be lying to you, right? Not bringing you truth, or bringing you a little bit of things that are correct, saying little things that are correct, all right? And and then here it is, you have the prophets of the Lord, all right? We get vexed at what's going on, all right? Surely oppression maketh the madman wise. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, all right? Vexed at seeing what's going on, all right? And we use so-called cuss words, but here it is, we're bringing you the 100% truth, all right? Look at people like Farrakhan, Minister Louis Farrakhan, who, he can hold long speeches and stuff, okay? But he doesn't have the truth. All right? Yeah, that's all I have with things are happening, man. Hey, the Bible talks about wars and rumors of wars. That's what Yahushua mentioned before his second coming. Okay, so we're happy seeing this, man. All right. State of emergency in New York. Is it New Jersey? Yeah, both New York and New Jersey are under a state of emergency. Looks like, yeah, the Lord is visiting the earth which He made. Okay. What's this? 8 unalived, 18 wounded in mosque bombing in Syria. CBS News. The Lord is not in them temples, man. Certainly not in the Christian church, and he ain't dealing. Of course, he ain't dealing with no Islam or any other false religion out there. They've got their own false gods. They're the gods of the nation are idols, but the Lord made the heavens, yeah. So you can waste time doing that. Judgment. Kim Jong-un, the leader of North Korea, declares the JJs is not a country but a T-era project backed by Washington. Hey. Alright, a shameful spewing happening, man. See, all these weaker nations are talking out against Babylon the Great. America's being exposed. E's being exposed. Alright, yeah. Look at this. Persecution is coming. People's Voice. German government to jail citizens who post, open quote, misinformation, end quote, on X, right, formerly known as Twitter. Alright. Yeah. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say Shalom. Yeah. And all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahshai Bashim Kodash.